G'day everyone, I'm Ben from Catch Pro Australia, and this is Lawn Care Skull Sessions with my co-host, the bearded lawnsman. How you going, mate?
Well, how'd you like that new intro?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous because
So was I.
BJ's just like, hey man, he usually gives me a clap, and then 2 seconds later I start rolling. And he's giving me a clap, and then he's like, nah, motherfucker, just wait.
I'm just like pointing at you. The audio will be sweet, but the film will just be like, what? Why is he pointing at him?
And then when he starts fading, he's like, okay, now you can go.
Yeah, we'll get it. I told you. Like, just get to play with it, man. We got fucking booka. We got gunshots. We got. I won't say the name of this one, but it's Dog C. I got lawnmowers. Yeah.
See, if we weren't filming this, then you could like pre-edit a bunch of shit and we wouldn't have to shoot it every time.
I could do so much shit and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I could do some weird stuff with this too.
Anyway, how you balling this week? I'm personally very cold right now.
Dude, it's cold. Like, they won't be able to see on film, but you dragged in the heater. Like,
Yeah.
I know. And I feel like a bitch complaining. Like, yesterday was freezing. I was out at 6:30 looking at a beautiful sunrise. And I was like, fuck, it is cold. It was 9 degrees. And then it's like I jumped on LMCA and there's dudes like, yeah, it's 4.9 here. It's fucking this, it's that. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Oh yeah, us Queenslanders would be, mega bitches when it comes to, toughing out those cold conditions.
Well, you're going to fucking feel it. You're going to feel it in the next 24 to 48 hours, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm sort of going on my first holiday, in the first real holiday in, really 10 years.
Yeah.
So I probably should put something out there that the Catch Pro store will obviously be taking orders, but we won't actually be shipping for 7 days.
Yeah.
So I still encourage everyone to buy lots of shit off me, but we won't be shipping it for 7 days. So we'll see how that pans out.
You should have just not told anyone and just blamed Australia Post.
No, you can't do that, mate. Because people would be spamming us like hell.
Oh yeah, true.
So
you copping off shit as it is.
Yeah, well,
don't need any more.
Speaking of that,
Yeah,
I've been really pissed off this week, Beej. I mean,
I know, buddy. I talk to you most days, and yeah, it's not been a great week for Ben.
well, I've had a good week, but like, I'm just getting worn down hard on social media. Like, I know I bite, and I know I respond, and all of those things, but if I didn't do that, it would actually, I know that I would feel a lot worse. I know that I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I didn't at least try and say my part.
Yeah.
Lucky I've got my own podcast.
Yeah.
And then I can actually speak the words, because I think that is what the biggest difference is. When people are typing, regardless of their intentions, your things just get interpreted differently. But holy moly, man, for anyone who's not caught up, someone had broken their whipper gripper, right? And we've seen it happen.
Now, how many have you sold?
We've sold 1,400.
Holy fuck, 1,400. I
Yeah.
thought you'd sold like 500 or 600, but 1,400. Holy fuck, dude.
We've sold about 1,400. I reckon if we didn't have an issue with supply, we'd probably be more around the 2,000 mark. So we haven't even been able to supply our dealers. We've only been going direct to consumer.
Wow.
Yeah, man, we had visions of having 5 and 10 packs.
Yep.
Where the consumer or buyer would save a little bit.
Yep.
But, we haven't been able to do that yet. So, anyway, this episode is not going to be about all this situation, but there is some shit I've got to get off my chest.
Yeah.
Because the gentleman who broke his whipper gripper was just simply saying, like, he's put a post up and he's like, hey, has anyone ever claimed a warranty? And I didn't get to the post quick enough. And I don't even think you saw it, right?
Dude, I was way behind.
And man, it just took a life of its own. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and eventually when I got to the post, sort of reached out to the dude and I was like, hey man, flick us an email, let us know your order number, you know, rah, rah, rah. And the thread had already taken off by that point.
It already had legs.
And the dude's like, he's like, oh man, like there's no issues. Like I'll just buy another one.
Yeah.
And he actually bought one.
Oh,
like
okay.
straight after he made that comment.
Yeah. So he saw value in the product, obviously.
Yeah, but you know, like then just people just like, oh, this is a $10 piece of shit, and you know, then Trimmer Grip got involved, and we've never really acknowledged Trimmer Grip publicly.
Yeah.
And you know, we have now.
Yeah.
So, and you know, all the other different variants got brought in. Like Darwin Grip keeps getting brought up, and I think the public is just they're not really up to speed with, you know, the actual business agreements and everything that's in place. The reason why we moved to the Whipper Gripper, you know, like I get accused for copying products.
Yeah.
Now, on a level of, okay, that's an existing product, now Catch Pro have this, that is true. But to the LMCA audience, like I've been really upfront. I've talked about these things publicly.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are like, see, from a Catch Pro point, when we talk about trimmer grip and stuff, yeah, okay, they have a trimmer handle, and it's competing product.
Yeah.
Now, I hate that. I hate it because it's another locally made product.
Yeah.
In my local area, you know, coming out with something that we made popular in Australia.
Yeah.
We did all the hard work.
Yeah.
We invested, we bought it in, we marketed it, we upgraded it, we did all of these things.
And we're not talking about a little bit of money. Like you fucking, like I remember when you were first kicking this off and you were investing some serious dollars.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's nothing to what we invest now, but
Yeah.
our first run of Darwin grips was 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I didn't even have the 10 grand.
I know. Yeah.
Corey, you know, gave it to me on a 30-day account.
Yep.
Which is normal business agreements. Yeah. And we actually had to rely on pre-sales to pay the import taxes.
Yeah.
But look, all of that shit is kind of not really relevant to this. But, you know, when you talk about all of the marketing, all of the research, you know, backing up the product, all of those things, like we built that whole market. And so when people say like, oh, what did Trimmer Grip do wrong? What line did they cross? Technically, they didn't cross any line.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking like it.
Yeah. And that's fair enough. It's like someone fucking mowing across the street coming and chatting to your customers.
Yeah. So, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with it. Like,
it's
realistically, it's business, but
it's business.
you
I
don't
understand
like
that. Trimmer Grip understands it too. I'm sure he's not a bad person. And he has every right to try and get a piece of the pie. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't fucking like it. And I don't have to.
Yeah.
And when I get someone telling me Catch Pro just copies products, what about the Accelerator Grass Catcher? What about the Catch Pro? And then the Whipper Gripper to the Darwin Grip. Like, what people don't understand is these American companies completely ignored and dismissed the Australian market.
Yeah.
I have emails from these companies saying, we have no desire to be in the Australian market. We are not interested in doing business with you.
Yeah.
And I literally told Accelerator straight up, I'm going to make my own unit and I'm going to show you that there's a fucking market here. Darwin Grip was a little bit different situation, but I mean, they basically just failed with their product. And now their actual manufacturers in China have sent me production videos and they're like, we want to do this, we want to do that, you know. Rah, rah, rah.
Really?
So I could probably get the Whipper Gripper for like $11
Yeah.
if I wanted to, but we've chosen to keep it in Australia.
Yeah.
The person that manufactures it for me, people don't understand what he goes through. Like I had some dude spamming the crap out of me yesterday saying, why would I pay $139 for something that costs $10? You can't even
You
buy
can't even
the-
get a fucking Subway for $10 anymore. Like,
I mean, it's just so disrespectful. Like, man, my dude, he has to source all of those components. He cuts every whipper gripper that is in the Australian market, he made by hand.
yeah, so it's all handmade.
It's
Maybe if you
handmade.
put a fucking bespoke in front of it, bespoke whipper gripper.
He cuts all that material. He made his own bending jig because he's bought one now.
Yeah.
But for the first 500, he had his own bending jig. Then he has to weld them. Then he has to grind all of his welds. He has to get it powder coated. He has to assemble them. And the assembly is not, it's not like the Darwin grip or the trimmer grip where you're just sliding a fucking clamp over
Yeah.
it. It's a made
Yeah.
design. So then, you know, by the time we get them, we have to pay a price for all of that.
Yeah.
Then we slap our margin on it. And it's just crazy how people just jump to conclusions and accuse me. That's what I hate. Just hard, man.
Yeah, dude, I can only imagine, especially like, you know, everyone's quiet and things like that, and you're already, you know, trying to hustle. And yeah, I get it, man. And I saw the thread. I didn't even comment on it because I was like, nah, I'm not, like, there's no point in me adding fuel to the fire.
Well, someone else that
think-
I was going, and look, I was going back and forth with someone, and it's fine. He was just trying to understand. I think why I was getting frustrated is I just couldn't be any clearer than what I was.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't be any clearer in saying what I wanted to say, and it just wasn't getting through.
The poor cunt who's fucking posted up asking how everyone's gone with warranty claims. He's just like, fuck this, I'm just buying another one.
Yeah, yeah. And then we had other people saying like, oh, the welds are fucking shitty, right. And you can actually see in the picture, like the weld hasn't failed at all.
Yeah.
Those welds will not fail.
Yeah.
It's failed on the aluminium wall. And what actually happens is when people constantly pick up their whippersnippers by the grip,
Yeah.
it's like trying to push a door past its hinge.
Oh,
Eventually, it will fuck up.
Yeah. So out of the, what, you said 1,400?
Yeah, it may even be 1,500. I can't remember from the last batch. But
So how many have you had warranty claimed?
oh, look, we've probably warranted maybe 5.
Okay, well, fucking hell.
There's probably more out there.
And
like
how many of those would people have fucked up themselves?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, we may never know. I mean, look, I've bought new stuff before that has just failed.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I've had products before where I've maybe thrown them in the ute the wrong way, or, you know, maybe something gets caught on something when you're trying to pull it.
Yeah.
Like these things happen.
Yeah.
Just because something breaks doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad product. It doesn't necessarily mean that the consumer was at fault.
Yeah.
But that is why we have a system.
That's it.
Email in with your order number. Send us a photo. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, no, I just want to do it via text.
Something on, yeah. Look, something on the whipper gripper that really sells itself. We're not that worried. We're certainly not worried about the integrity of the product.
Yeah.
By any means. But there is a system. Like I can't warrant units on Facebook threads.
Yeah.
Vicky won't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Our stock count goes out.
Yeah.
Like everything has to go through a normal process.
Yeah.
You know, it's no different to a mower shop. You don't just see them pulling stuff off the shelf and not doing anything about it.
Yeah,
It all has
exactly.
to be accounted for. So
Yeah.
anyway, apologies for my big rant.
That's all right, man. I knew it was coming. I saw that post. I thought, oh, fuck's sake. Like, you know, I'm lucky because I get to see what's happened behind the scenes and what goes into the products that you sell. So, yeah, that's why I kind of...
You're my hero.
Did you ever? I don't even have that fucking loaded. I should get some. Is it Celine Dion?
No.
Fuck.
Hero? Nah. Is that Mariah Carey?
I don't know.
I think it could be.
Oh my God, it's Bette Midler.
No, it's not.
You're everything I would like to be.
Who cares? Who cares?
Wait, I got some fucking news.
Well, just quickly, let me just summarize. I just got to get this shit off my chest. But you know, when we get accused also of copying products, you know, initially we weren't really going public with this, but Catch Pro is not the manufacturer of the Whipper Gripper.
Yeah.
That we have a third party. We have a guy that he basically designed it. Obviously, I had a ton of input, like a lot of input, but he really came to us. He was a local guy, came to us and said, I can actually make something better than the Darwin grip if this is what you're having issues with.
Which there's no doubt, like, you know, no disrespect to Darwin's grip, but they did have a few fucking rough. Like, I don't know what the new ones are like, but it looks like they're just trying to add more and more shit. So they just need to go back to basics. What
happened was when Australia got a hold of the Darwin grip, we would use them in a different way because the way that a lot of us edge, we flip it up.
Yeah.
You don't want the handle hanging down in a fixed position.
Yeah.
So we kind of changed the way
we brought it on ourselves.
Yeah, but
look, to be honest, my
that is how you utilize and
did you get in 2? Yours was the first, like number 2, the version 2 or whatever.
Version 3 was our first.
Okay, so version 3 was king. I still have 2 version 3s going strong, and like they were awesome. They were great, and then I think they went offshore.
Not sure. No, I think it was always offshore. To be honest,
Was it really?
I think. Look, these clamps. You know, I don't want to go too into it.
Yeah.
But you know, people are like, "Oh, we developed this clamp."
Yeah.
And they didn't. It's sourced.
Yeah.
Like these clamps are everywhere.
Yeah.
They're, you know, you can go on eBay and source exactly the same fucking clamp. We've done the same thing. It's just that we modify our clamp here with the grub screw.
Yeah.
And what Darwin Grip failed to do throughout version 3.1, 4, 4.1, 5, 6, now the 7. Now they fucking ditched all the numbers and they just call it the Pro.
Yeah.
Because they're running out of digits.
Yeah.
They keep coming up with different variations of the pivot point.
Yeah.
That they're trying to not compromise the integrity of that clamp. And no matter what, when you've got someone hanging off it,
yeah,
it's a wear point no matter what. And that's what we have eliminated.
Yeah.
So it's but I think people don't always understand, and rightfully so, they don't understand because we don't always talk about it. But let's say our new trimmer covers, they're locally made from a contractor in Brisbane.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't just go out and copy stuff. We actually work with entrepreneurs and, you know, designers that don't have a market like Catch Pro has. We've built the market and they see, look, instead of me going out and competing with these guys, maybe I should just reach out and we'll do a business deal. And people who reach out to me, if they've got something good and we can market it, we'll sell it.
Yeah, fuck oath. So. I've been trying to think of something.
Yeah, and look, I think it's a lot of Aussies in the field have a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to start up something like this.
No, I can't get past the flashlight and the standard. That's as far as my brain will go. Oh, man. Imagine that.
I still haven't tried it. But...
I'd just be at work all day. I'll be home soon.
Anyways.
Yeah, dude. Well, I hope you're happier that you got that off your chest before your holiday.
I just think it's important for at least our listeners to understand that number one, Catch Pro, we don't just copy products.
Yeah.
We look at what's out there. We try and source it. when these people diss me and completely ignore the Australian market, it fucking gives me the shits.
Yeah.
And it drives me to be like, if I just got this thing in me where, like, if I believe in something, I get I can't let it go
Yeah, fair enough.
until I at least explore it.
Nice.
It's like, my first contract that I picked up,
Yeah.
like I talked about it for like 2 years before I finally landed it.
Yeah.
And I remember Vicky saying like, fuck, I hope you just get it so you can shut the fuck up. I just become, really, really consumed by it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's not been such a bad thing. Look at Catch Pro now. But yeah, I guess, like, I don't know. You're going to have to fucking deal with more and more of this sort of stuff as time goes on.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have another one of these in a couple of months.
I mean, look, it might even get to the point where I have to remove myself from the social media groups, which I don't want to do because the other thing
Or
is
go
as well.
incognito.
Yeah, like the other thing too is even though I had Catch Pro, I joined these social groups as a contractor.
Yeah.
When I was still out in the field.
Yeah.
And I try really hard not to be someone who just plugs products.
Yeah.
I try and engage with people. I try really hard to, if someone has done a really nice hedge job, I try and, congratulate them and be, like a supporting member.
Yeah.
But when I get worn down like this constantly, it's like, sometimes I'm better off just fucking selling products.
Yeah, it makes you want to bounce out of all the bullshit and just...
And a lot of the new members don't understand that
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
really just like them. I'm
Yeah.
not one of these big shot fucking salesmen.
Yeah, no, that's it. And maybe that's why you do get engaged the way you do because, you roll a bit different to like you don't wear your suit and tie every day trying to sell products to dealers. You don't go around repping fucking Catch Pro like you just. I was like, when you first got your RAM, I was like, when you get it signed up, you're like, nah. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know, different business model, and maybe that's why it's a bit more successful than the others.
And I guess it kind of leads us a little bit to today's conversation.
It does.
We don't exactly know where we want to be with today's conversation, but I think it's something that that the audience can get a little bit of. Now,
Yeah.
we did an episode way back in the archives, Is Bigger Better?
Yeah.
And throughout that episode, we sort of talked about, everyone's dream of growing like a huge business and, not working in it, just getting the money.
Yeah.
And it's super doable,
It is.
but there are drawbacks, right? And
There
that's
is.
kind of what we talked about in that episode. And today, what we're going to sort of floss over a little. Now, there's a bloke on socials at the moment. He goes by the name of Prez Madley.
Mm-hmm. The Mem King.
Yeah, so we won't reveal his real name
Yep.
because he don't want to use it.
And I don't know it. So
I know it.
do ya? You're on real name basis with him.
No, I still call him Prez.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it's like a famous name.
Oh, no way.
Kind of reminds me of a porn star name,
A little bit.
but
Perez Longcock.
I don't. Yeah, for some reason, like it doesn't scream male.
Yeah, true.
It's got a little bit of like could have a little bit of a female vibe to it.
Like maybe.
Prez.
Yeah. Don't know.
Nevertheless, I've seen a picture of the dude, and he's all dude. So
Oh, cool. All right.
yeah,
Hey, I got some fucking crazy industry news I got to get off my chest.
do it, baby.
Well, guys and girls, hopefully I am the first one to let this slip. Green Options and Skyline, two of the biggest fucking companies in our industry, have, as of about 2 o'clock yesterday, and this is Friday we're recording, as of 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, they became one. So they are now the biggest lawn and garden maintenance company in Australia. They're about 2,000 strong. I don't know the circumstances if one wasn't doing as well as the other and the other just vacuumed them up. But yeah, it's huge. That's fucking mass. Like 2,000 strong. Whew, you
That
got to
is
have some
huge.
fucking processes in place there.
When you said two become one, I immediately just thought scissoring.
You reckon that's how they did it?
What are they-
They just jumped up on the fucking boardroom table and like, if you guys fit together, we'll sit together.
It's called tribbing, eh?
That's tribbing.
Tribbing.
Well, I'd just fucking rather scissoring.
Oh, man.
No, but that's huge. Fucking cheers to D Money down there. I won't mention his name in Melbourne. Let me know. So it's yeah, that's going to be huge to see what they do and whether they fucking come strong and just start undercutting. Because there's a lot of like my where my business lives in the world of businesses. There's a lot of Skyline, especially in our area, that have sort of a hold on some markets.
See, I always found green options to be more of a competitor.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to, that probably sounds a little bit ambitious, but see, green options is they have like proper greenkeepers.
Yeah.
They look after some of the private colleges where we
Yes.
live, and they were sites that I was trying to pick up.
Yeah.
Because once upon a time I actually worked at one of those sites for wages.
Oh, okay.
And then they eventually outsourced. And, like I even said to the head maintenance manager that I worked for,
Yeah.
I was like, these dudes do a way better job than what we were doing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, like their fields, like they look after some other university campuses and stuff.
Yeah.
Green options, I always held them much higher.
Then Skyline.
Much higher than Skyline. Skyline was like, they would be doing your, your industrial parks,
Yeah.
and more of the work that a regular lawnie would.
So
probably,
like road crews, like doing the sides of roads and stuff, because that's what they've actually just moved in down my way, like where I live. They've really fucking heavily like invested in that area. So they must have picked up a pretty decent contract because I see them quite often now where they weren't before. So
And I see that merger honestly making a lot of sense with the way that, Skyline, they had some great sites,
yeah,
but they weren't it was just maintenance.
yeah,
Whereas green options, like you always saw them with the best gear,
yeah,
doing the maddest sports fields. Like sports fields was where
yeah.
they were,
And obviously that's like the most desirable work for people like me and, people around me because, it's nice. Like it's nice to do nice work.
Well, I mean, the sports field.
But the thing is trying to compete with people that are getting paid like $26 an hour, $27 an hour plus, it's hard to push into those markets, especially when
We can still get into the market. I don't know what they're charging those.
Well, I mean, that's exactly right. I don't know what they're charging them out
They're
as. but I
probably
know
not charging them out at 120 an hour.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yep.
Because when you get bigger, you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you've got 2,000 workers, I don't think you need to be at top dollar.
No. They run on volume.
That's right. Yeah. So,
But
I mean, it is excellent. Like when I just worked part time
Yep.
at a school, and I still had a mowing run, and like the dude would mow the sports field either every day or every second day, and you're taking off like nothing,
Yeah.
but it just looks minto
All the time.
Yeah. And I think if you, as a contractor, like sometimes some people would look at it and be like, oh, I'm doing fuck all here and I
Yeah,
could just
yeah.
leave it till tomorrow. But I think other people that have the passion, they see the reward from it.
Yeah.
And you could step back afterwards and go, look at this fucking field.
Yeah.
That is mint.
Now, I didn't tell you the name. You saw me scrambling to try and get it off my phone earlier, but tell me your first impression. So this is their new name. They're combined. They are Green by Nature.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
It just, it's just got that vibe that, like, you know how everyone's trying to go natural these days and everyone's a fucking hero and, you know, it's kind of just got a little bit of that vibe to it where I think, I mean, Skyline was a fucking woeful name.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's like, it's kind of catchy now. Like you see they have got good branding, I think, now.
yeah, I don't know.
You like Green Options?
Green Options, you know, I think that was a pretty good name.
Yeah.
Their branding was also quite good.
Yeah. But I mean, like you think of the other businesses in our industry and you think, like gyms, like that's not a fancy name or anything.
No,
it doesn't
I mean,
really suit.
I also hate.
Then you got Graham's and fucking.
I hate all of that.
Like VIP. That's a good one. VIP gardening services. I like
yeah,
that.
that's all right. Look, gyms, I hate it, but I mean, let's face it, they've shown that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I think the ones that follow it,
Yeah.
that have come up afterwards, that's what has made it extra vomit.
Yeah.
You know, your Grahams and your James and your
Yeah. The first name. Yeah. It's pretty funny that the big ones always sort of follow each other.
You know, I really like those traditional fitting names, like your Landscape Solutions, and
Yeah.
that's what we tried to go for with Greenscape Solutions.
Yeah.
And there's so many other variations of it. I mean, even just in my local, in Brisbane, there would be like 3 or 4 different types of greenscapes.
Yeah.
Then there's fucking green spaces. Then there's
Yeah.
you know, like
There's tons.
there's
There's only one bearded lawnsman. I mean, I say that, but like not too long after I popped up, then
then there's fucking Bluebeard, and then
there's Bluebeard, there's
a
the
couple.
bearded gardener, there's a bunch. But no, it's cool, man. I'm happy with fucking having plenty of bearded guys in the industry. But yeah, no, it's just funny that those biggins, like they seem to like the first name. I totally get it for like a local fella, like fucking Benny's Lawn and Garden. But when you're nationwide,
How's
you know
this?
what? How fucking popular is
How's this?
Jim
Now
Beam?
you know about this because you sort of you won from it.
Yeah.
But I get a phone call yesterday. They're like, yeah, look, I've got 3 townhouse complexes. We're just looking to get the hedges and everything done. I was like, whoa, what business name did you like look up? And it's a business name legit that from a decade ago, Bayside Yard Maintenance.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where the ads are coming from. But I mean, hey, 3 townhouse complexes.
Fuck yeah.
So flick it over to the bearded one.
Yeah, man.
You take it from here, my
I
brother.
just spoke to her straight away and fucking away we go. I was like,
Hey, baby, you want me to cut your grass?
and she was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. No, I'm going to have a look at them over the weekend and they're away till Tuesday or something. So I'll go and have a look. And
Shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but her name is Olga.
yeah, like,
And I'm not sure how much Olgas pay for stuff.
wow, we'll see. I mean, it's a
Listen
management
to me, I
gig.
tell people not to be judgmental, and I'm such a judgmental prick.
So I've already Google Earthed them and, you know, the normal fucking stalking them and checking out how much they're selling for and how many units. And yeah, so I've done all the leggy work.
Yep.
But yeah, hey, something from the last episode. Some people might have noticed that I'm rocking a new Skag jumper. If you're keen, they're one of our major sponsors. So jump on Skag Australia, the website, and go and sort yourself out with some Skag stuff. There's Yeti cups as well. There's a bunch of stuff on there. They're always updating.
I need one of those now because
Bro, these are fucking awesome. Like, I bought this coffee on the way.
my dog,
Oh, no.
Humphrey, I took the lid off my flask and just put it there for like a second. And next thing, he's got it. And he wants to show it. He wants to show it to me. And I was like full ready to do like a Mal Meninga, just uppercut kick. So I need a new flask.
At least you didn't give him a Hopawati. Drop it.
Poor Mocker would get jealous.
Yeah. Drop it. I'll stick my fingers up your ass. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, just quickly before we start finally talking about today's product.
Oh, yeah.
Today's episode. My bad.
But,
Catch Pro recently started messing with some Ballard blade advertising, right? And it's been awesome. People just been buying tons of blades. Lots of people have been reaching out for variants that we don't have.
oh, okay.
Stuff for Cub Cadet, Husky, John Deere. You know, some of the blades that have weird star patterns and some Walker stuff. We sort of just went with your generic stuff, the crossover stuff. So, you know, a 48 Scag will run the same blade as a Hustler, a Bobcat, a Toro.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way that we went.
Yep.
But want to tell everyone and make sure you tell all your friends as well. If you're looking for a blade at Catch Pro, we don't have it. Make sure to reach out to the homie at Mower Merch.
Yeah.
He has all of the aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
So all that funky stuff, you know, for your Cub Cadets, you know, your Husqvarnas and John Deeres with the weird star patterns and all of the different weird measurements. They have like a plethora of suppliers, OEM suppliers, aftermarket parts, and OEM, where they can actually get that stuff in for you. So don't forget to go on to mowermerch.com and check out their range. If you don't see something on the website, flick them an email because they have access to everything, but it's going to take them a long time to build out their website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they are a dealer, they have access to a lot of parts that a Catch Pro, for example, will never have.
Yeah.
So I can't get you Honda air filters or
Oil service kits.
Yeah, I can't do. We could, but we're not.
Yeah.
But you know, like Mower Merch, they can hook you up with all of that stuff.
That's easy. Fast shipping too. Really good.
Yeah, and I think like their prices are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty
so.
Look, for getting something sent straight to your house, it's worth it. Especially like for me, I know that being out on the road all day, last thing I want to do is stop in and fucking, you know, go and get all this shit, then go home. Like I can just go home, go to my back door, and it's like a present. Do you like things getting sent?
Oh man, I fucking love it.
I love
you know
it,
what
dude.
kills my buzz?
What's that?
Vicky might as well have her own fucking personal Oz post. You know, like I expect things from Ballard, like because when I get shipments in from Ballard, like I get all the normal stuff, and every once in a while I just get myself like a little present, something that I know I can't actually resell, like it's not going to work out. It's something that I'd like to have. Yeah, and you know, obviously I just run it through the business. So like, yeah, I've always got. I mean, I got tons of stuff rocking in and out.
Yeah. We just see that product placement. I just threw up my new Skag cooler. Fuck, it's a bit warm. We got the heater on in here.
Have you you already had one of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is it. Hello.
Oh, so it's not new.
Oh no, but it was new right now. My coffee went down and my water came up. No, but that's cool, man. Like I haven't. The last thing I got, you know that new Temu thing that's been spamming everyone's Instagram and Facebook. It's like a Wish. You know Wish?
Oh yeah.
Wish has disappeared and Temu's popped up. Anyway, fucking
like light in the box.
Yeah, like kind of like that. But my family sat down and I was like, yeah, let's fucking everyone gets $10. Let's pick a name out of the hat and you know buy each other $10 worth of shit.
Whoa, that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, so
except all of my kids are too fucking precious and greedy, so it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, well, fuck. It's funny. So someone bought me a hair removal crystal, and I got.
Did you immediately rub it on your balls?
No, I didn't. It's fucking sharp, dude.
That's all right. You like a little bit of pain down there.
A little bit, yeah. I got what else did I get? I got a fucking little chain. Chloe bought me double-sided tape. I don't know if she thought I was gonna wear like a, like a hot dress or something. I had to stick it to my tits. And then I got a But yeah, no, it's pretty cool, man. I thought it was a cool idea. We just fucking grabbed a bunch of random shit.
Christmas in July.
Oh yeah, it's all pretty trashy. Some of the stuff's already gone in the bin. I was like, fucking regret. Lou got fucked up. She thought she bought a Rubik's Cube, like a knockoff one. And it came and it was like the size of a 50-cent coin. Oh. And Archie's just like, what do I do with this? I was like, oh, that's a fucking choking
Swallow
hazard.
it.
Yeah, it's straight up a choking hazard. I was like, oh,
Hey, Dad,
shit.
can you take me to the hospital? Why, son? A Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube. Fuck. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I got him by myself for like 4 days soon.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you guys should get along pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty chill. We're just going to eat like meat and... Man, the funniest thing is I don't drink a lot at home. I'm a binge drinker, like traditional Aussie binge drinker. I don't drink every night or anything like that. But
Neither. I just shoot up heroin.
yeah. I do fucking toot on the fucking see-through barbecue now and again. Yeah, but no, we have mineral water all the time in tins, and I drink it, and like it's just water with like nothing bad in it. And like from time to time, Archie will want it. I'll be like, yeah, have a drink. And he started calling them tins. And he's like, "Oi, Dad, can we go to the shed and have a tin?" I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to have to get like a little bar fridge in the shed now.
I'm never going to get to experience that.
I'll come over. I'll be like,
Just hanging out with the sun, eh?
Ben, you want to give me a tin? Mate, you fucking don't have time. You're horse riding and fucking building catch pros and going snowboarding. Oh, did your board rock up?
No, but look, there is a chance it'll come today. I actually found out what happened. So
I could see your rat smiles. So something you fucked up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. They fucked up. It's such an enormous fuck up. So, someone in the warehouse. So when they bring these snowboards in, they come in boxes of 100.
Yeah.
And so someone from the warehouse sent a box of 100.
To you?
Well, it never came here.
Yeah.
What
did Australia Post decide? Oh, that's wrong.
I don't know what exactly happened, whether they realised or whatever. It never actually so apparently it got delivered somewhere else.
Oh, fuck.
But like...
That's a mad score.
That would have been the maddest score ever.
Yeah. Fucking 100 snowboards.
Yeah.
Imagine if you got them, you just chuck them straight on the website.
Well, no, because I wouldn't... There's no way that I could ever... Like, I'd have to tell them, like, hey, dude, I just needed the 1A. But anyway, look, if one rocks up... it's Friday now. I leave tomorrow, so I'll be packed tonight.
Fuck.
Cutting
it close.
I'll be strategically packed tonight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it has to be in Brisbane today for it to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna actually happen.
Better get to our topic, man.
Well, we should, yeah. So look, we're gonna borrow a little bit of Prez's material today.
Yeah.
You know, he's been a little bit cryptic in some of this stuff. You know, he's posting a lot on social media, trying to get the gears turning for the contractors, sort of getting them to think like more of your entrepreneur type rather than your everyday, you know, worker who just punches the clock.
Yeah.
And what I want to talk about is the sort of three, I guess, roles that a business owner can take. So you have a doer or a technician, right?
Yeah.
And that, if you play that role in your business, that means you're the one out there doing all the works.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Hands
getting
on.
in your truck, you're whipper-stipping, you're mowing, you're blowing, you're doing the invoicing later on, you're doing all of that stuff. Then you kind of have this manager role, which is obviously overseeing works, maybe answering phone calls, doing some quoting, you know, things of that nature, which is sort of where you're at, right?
I mean, I think my dick's in both categories. I'm sort of half in on both. Like yesterday, I was out all day just mulching and cutting down trees and shit like that. And, you know, I'm going after today. After this, I'm going to cut down a bunch more trees.
Well, we'll get there because that's what
So-
I want to piggyback on all of
Yeah,
this and our experiences.
Yeah, cool.
So then you have your entrepreneur. Now, I hate this word.
Yeah.
Like people call me an entrepreneur, and it just I fucking cringe at it.
I don't like labels.
Look, and the reason why I cringe at it is, I think when I cringe at it is when those people put that label on themselves.
Yeah.
Like if I walked around saying I was an entrepreneur, I'd want to fucking uppercut myself.
Yeah, I think you're a fuckhead.
So I really hate it. And realistically, if we actually put it in context of today's topic,
Yeah.
then I'm not an entrepreneur.
No.
And I'll tell you why soon. But an entrepreneur is someone who is looking for the future, looking to build, capitalize off every avenue that you possibly can,
Yep.
and not focusing at all on the daily mechanics of the business.
Yeah.
Now, we will switch gears a little bit to your experience. Obviously, when you started off, it was just you.
Yeah.
So you were the doer.
I was the doer. Yeah, that was a long time too. I was like the doer for about 3.5, 4 years, I think. And
Fuck me, I was a doer for like almost 2 fucking decades.
you weren't solo for that whole time, were you?
No, but
I mean, you
Of
were still
course
a
not.
doer, but
I mean,
yeah.
I employed
Well, I
people.
I guess I was a solo doer for that long, and you kind of had people.
I've
always.
I've had workers for longer than what I ever worked solo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a doer for a while, and then sort of I don't know if it was a mindset shift or if it was like a work change. I don't know what it was, but yeah, there was a bit
Simple expansion.
yeah, it was. And look, I think realistically transitioning into a more of a manager's role, it all depends on who you employ. It 100%. Like without the boys that I've got now, like there's no way I'd be able to keep working on expansion. Like there's no way I'd be
We're just fucking doing a podcast
yeah, or just doing a podcast
while
on
the
a
boys are out
Friday
there,
morning.
eh?
Yeah,
While
and
the
then,
poor mechanics are out there fucking busting their ass, and you're up here drinking out of a motherfucking Yeti,
yeah, yeah. But look, I mean, it is
getting
what it is.
secondhand White Ox smoke.
Yeah, it's fucking good for you. It's it's good, man. Like I think I worked pretty hard. Like I was in an industry before that didn't value hard work. I wasn't working for myself, obviously, and I just would punch out massive hours and do above the required thing just to make me seem like I was good at my job to try and get further, and it just never happened because that's not how it works. Like it's hard, but
Well, there are environments where you
Look,
get
there
a
are.
job and there is not really any room for improvement.
yeah. And that's what I don't want in my business. Like I want the boys to always be either financially gaining or skills gains. So that's what fucked me up in my last job was there was just nothing. I was at the top of where I could be, and like they weren't willing to train me in anything else because I was good at just being a shit cunt.
So in your experience, like, let's say a year or two in, did you personally have dreams of, let's say you're a year or two in, you wake up at 6 o'clock every day,
Yeah.
you're at your first lawn at 7, you get home at 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it is. Did you personally think to yourself, like, I just can't wait until I build it up where I've got a 2-man crew
yeah.
out, and then you're taking on more of a manager role?
Look, I think there was a shift, and it wasn't year 2, or I think it was more towards the end of year 3, because I had a really rough start. Like I came in really dry, fucking hit the ground running. I just left my job and walked straight into this, and it wasn't bad. Like I did realize that I needed more, but as it went on, like I built up a small business, and it was small, and then I don't know. It was just a switch that got flicked. I think I saw like you had a few guys rolling, and like opportunities were starting to pop up, and then I sort of had to think, well, fuck, like I can't just wing it. I actually have to think about what I'm doing. I can't just get up and go to work and come home, and I really have to think about what I'm doing and what I need to do to move forward. And I just started doing that, and it did happen slowly. It's not like a fucking overnight move. Like I feel like if I was back then, if I was like,
It kind of happened organically, right?
yeah, it did, and it just built, and a lot of it's to do with networking. Like obviously, I picked up a massive contract, and then I could piggyback off that experience to pick up another one, and then another one, and then it just kept snowballing, and then obviously with picking up more work, I had to pick up more workers. And then like I purchased what you had left of greenscapes, and then again, gain more workers, gain more work, and it was.
And then
it was
boom, you're in a manager's role.
Yeah, and that's it. Like I'm in a manager's role, and I'm finding it weird. Like I find it weird to get used to. Like I'm doing a lot more back end work and a lot more organizing and a lot more, like emailing and all that sort of shit. Like it wasn't like that before. I just had a simple business where I'd write down who I'm going to see the next day. They'd all know I'm coming, and then that's it.
Now, I'm not here to draw any negatives towards being bigger or being an entrepreneur or being a manager or whatever, but to put something in context, essentially, would you say yourself as BJ, as Brenton Wallace?
Yeah.
You probably, I won't sort of guess it for you, but are you drawing a similar wage to what you would have been? So in your role now, does Brenton earn a similar amount of money that what you used to take home when you were the technician? Or are you well and truly above that?
I think I'm a bit more above that, but it's different now because I've got so many other people I'm looking after. Because
yeah.
now,
So keep
like
that.
with
Keep it
Lou
all in
and I, like we've kind of split it now. So she's doing all the administration, like she does everything, and I'm doing more.
I'm just talking about the physical dollars.
Yeah, so it is.
Are
it
you
is
sort
relative,
of drawing
like,
similar money?
Yeah, I'd
Or
say
are you
I'd say we are more comfortable. It's just different.
Because I'm not trying to discount Prez's theory of, hey, let's, it's a little bit like Luke Smith.
Yeah.
When we're talking about, hey, what do you guys really want to be? Who, do you guys want to, have a gyms model? Do you want to, do all these things?
Well, the thing is, like, the business is earning because you can't just pocket everything you make.
No, I understand that. But at the end of the day,
it's my money. Like if I wanted to shut the doors, I could walk away with that. So obviously that's my money. But we reinvest a lot into our business. Like
no, but that's
do.
normal. But I'm just saying, like, did your personal wage go up or down when you took on a different role?
Look, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I have no fucking idea. Bro, I was just winging it there, trying to fucking do maths in my head, but I have no idea.
Because here's the thing, in my personal experience, right? Let's say when I used to work with a solo operator.
Yeah.
When I used to work with one offsider. So I'd be on the tools every day.
Yeah.
With that worker. I would answer all the calls. I'd do all the scheduling. Vicky would always handle the invoicing. We would both track payments and accounts.
Yeah.
That was pretty much obviously I did all the maintenance.
Yeah.
That was pretty much all was entailed in that kind of setup.
Yep.
And, like I was doing pretty well back then, like the business would earn X amount. We would pay our worker. We'd pay our overheads. The rest was for Ben and Vicky. So, look, we were doing all right.
Yeah.
Then if you fast forward maybe 10 years where I had, Rusty here, DJ there, another worker there, you know,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And I would just kind of float around the sites.
Yeah.
You know, we were still doing all the back end with all
Yeah.
the pays and everything. But like I wasn't physically, I didn't have a tool in my hand at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So when I have a look at what was left for Ben and Vicky, it was relative, but I wouldn't say it superseded
Yeah.
what I was really getting when I was doing the work myself.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a result of just being so much more faster and efficient
Yeah.
and being able to make decisions that workers can't make.
Yep.
Not to cut corners, but like if you've got a Russell or a DJ and you guys are flat stick, you need to get to the next job or whatever. And it's like, there's 20 hedges to trim. And it's like, holy shit, I had 2 hours to do them. Now I only have an hour.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a Ben on the job, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to hit the tops of all of those hedges.
Yeah.
And I might just face up all of these.
Yeah.
That's going to save me an hour. I'm going to get the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Workers can't always make those decisions because you could have someone like me that'll come down and be like, hey,
Yeah.
why the fuck is that not done?
Yeah.
Or, you know,
I get it. Yeah.
so I hope I'm not spinning everyone out. I'm just trying to get a better feel,
Yeah.
at least from your perspective.
Yeah.
In this manager's role, we say it's the dream.
I think the way because my business isn't like a lot of other businesses. Like we have big contracts, and we don't have that many invoices go out. And I still do some really good money jobs by myself. So you know, I've got a handful of acreages and you know the 40 acres that top up everything. So I think yes, I am in a better position, but that comes with a cost. Like fucking. I'm never not working. Like, and a lot of it is brought in on by myself. Like I've done the whole, like the brand ambassador thing, which has been incredible. Like I love it. Like that's my passion, Skag, and working with other brands. Like it's huge for me. And the event, like I didn't have to do that, but I did. And it's fucking massive. Like it's huge. So a lot of work, things like that. Like it's freed me up in some ways,
Yep.
but like it's taken away in others.
Yep.
So, you know, it's
I also think
you just
if
have to really weigh things up. Like, I get to see my wife a lot more, and sometimes I get to pick my kids up from things that I never could have before when I was working on the tools all the time. And you just have to find what is valuable to you, and sort of like go for it. Because if you're not finding value daily in your life, the fuck are you doing? Like
Yeah.
you got to find something. You got to really
think
find something.
I think when it happens organically, that is the easiest decision. Sorry, that is the easiest scenario to
Yeah.
adapt to. Because
And I think that's why you're right. Like that's why I'm like kind of like I don't really get it. Like it just happened. Like I did hustle, but I didn't think it was hustling. Like I really just networked with people and just like had genuine conversations with genuinely like the right people. And I had seen what you did before I even thought about, you know, going big.
and I had
know,
role
made it
models
easier.
too. So
Yeah, so I think
you know,
I think that's good. Like
I've talked about, say, Tyson from EPMS.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping that he's going to be at this event. I have advertised it.
yeah,
Yeah, he said he'll come along. But Tyson is like, I would actually put him in the entrepreneur category right
yes,
now.
yeah,
So this is a dude that was from Melbourne. He moved to Brisbane. He was in his second or third year electrical apprenticeship.
yeah,
And his words, not mine. He said he was too dumb
yeah.
to go to TAFE. His words, not mine. Because I don't think he's a dumb person.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and someone said something. There's a psychologist that actually has put out there that he did this study, and people who think they're dumb are actually genuinely smart, and people who say they're smart are more than likely a bit dumber than the norm. Like, it's
I always say I'm dumb,
yeah, I'm dumb as fuck.
and we have,
I normally say dumb as fuck too. Like,
and I even have mates who, like some of their apprenticeships that they were doing, like some of the aircon guys.
yeah,
and,
it blows me
like
away.
they're talking about some of the stuff, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm dumb.
Yeah,
And
but
like I
then-
always say, I had always said to them, like if I was going to do a trade, because I never really I didn't understand what it meant to be in the workforce.
Yeah.
Me and my old man started up a lawn mowing business.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that there was a world out there where you could be a concreter or a plumber. I was
Yeah.
16.
Well, speaking of that, like I'm going to have a surprise guest on while you're away, and he has nothing to do with the lawn and garden industry at all. He's 30 years old. He's qualified in 3 trades. He's a spokesman for Xero. And look, networking. I'm fucking searching for a coffee van. I met these 2 lovely ladies serving coffee at like our local side of the road grocery. Like they do all fresh fruit and veg. I spoke to them. They gave me his number. I called him. Spoke to this dude for an hour. He's like 30 and he's absolutely balling. He has a really good contracting business. Then he's got this coffee van on the side, like a proper hustler, entrepreneur kind of guy. And then like Xero's grabbed him. He does videos with Xero. So I thought, what better time to fucking chuck him on and have something a bit different while you're away. And then when
sure.
you're back, we can get back to fucking lawn and garden,
Just
mate.
cheat on me, when I just only go away for 7
What if
days.
he's really good? I know. Fucking hell, man. We still need to get Will on.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Anyway, circling back to Tyson. He, he basically bought a franchise
Yeah.
with his old man. Executive Property Maintenance Services is the franchise for anyone looking to get into it. Cheap plug. Then they bought another one. They bought another round, and then organically started building up that, put on workers. And, like I said, I think he got to a point where he had about 16 workers.
Yeah.
Maybe 20. And got to the point where whoever it was that actually owned EPMS was like, Tyson, we have X amount of trucks out there and you've got 2/3 of them. How about we sell out to you?
Yeah.
And now he's going to be in the process of going from a Queensland, maybe a little bit of northern New South Wales to, I think in the next 10 years, that's going to be a nationwide, like a gyms model.
Which is awesome.
So I would put him very much in that entrepreneur category. But I'm telling you, like if you see him, like, man, he's wearing footy shorts.
He's fucking chilled, man. He's really chill dude.
Actually, I'll tell you, he come round when I was painting.
Yeah.
He dropped in to grab some gear, some blades and stuff. He's like, oh, look at them pants, Benny. And he is just not into gimmicks at all.
Yeah.
Like, he'll wear, they've been wearing like $5 Kmart shorts to work for however many years. And it was the new little Next
Oh, the shorty shorts.
bad shorts.
Yeah, nice.
And he's got incredible pins.
Oh, he's a good looking.
Shaves them and everything.
Ooh.
So anyway, he has his son working for him as well.
Yep.
And they got a couple of pairs. He sent me a text this morning. He wants to order 20 pairs.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty good, man. Like, they're my motivational pants for my weight loss journey. You got me a pair of 36s, was it? I think it was.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think they're 36s, and I'm normally like a fucking 58 or something. So, got a few fucking kilojoules to burn before I get to them. But no, it's good to have them staring me in the face. I've hung them up. Like, yeah, I'm going to fucking wear those one day on the podcast. Benny's going to see the outline of my dick and balls. That's how tight they are right now. They fucking suffocate. But it's cool. Suffocate and separate.
So back to, some of these topics about being a technician, a manager, an entrepreneur. I mean, I think in most business environments, you sort of got, like you'll be an 80% doer.
Yeah.
Or that's taking up 80% of your time the manager role is taking up about 10% of the time, and the entrepreneur is also taking up around 10% of the time. You know, where you're kind of looking forward,
Yeah.
seeing how you can grow and expand. With my experience, I would always say that I spent more than 10% of the time looking forward.
Yeah. Okay.
I was always hustling.
Yeah.
Not in every part of my career,
Yep.
but there were certainly times where I was just absolutely fixated on looking for something more. Now, my vision wasn't necessarily to be some guy that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had visions of having a crew and, you know, doing this and that. But I think when we talk about all of this, the issues that I have is that you see some other people and they're like, oh, I wish I had guys working for me so I could, you know, take the boat out and go fishing. Or like,
Yeah.
Just that line of thinking.
Yeah.
And I've just always looked at it and thought, like, what successful business ever really has someone that's doing that?
Yeah.
You know, people look at a Corey Ballard who has like a gazillion people working for him
He's always on
in
the move.
both businesses, and he talks about it. Oh, how can I be like you, Corey? How can I have like, you know, 100 people working for me, and, you know, like where I don't have to like get up and go to work? And Corey's like, I don't understand what that looks like.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what's happening.
That's not what he does.
You know, you have a look at someone like Jim Penman, and I don't know him, I don't converse with him, nothing, right? And he's much further along. I mean, he's like an old man now, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd be getting on.
But let's say if we even go back to the year 2000, when he probably was in his prime,
Yeah.
you know, to think that he was taking days off to go fishing
Yeah.
when the whole business structure around him was so big.
I'm sure-
it's crazy to think.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd have good people around him so he would be able to have good downtime and things like that.
Absolutely.
Like big holidays and the rest. But I think from what I've heard, he's gangster as fuck. And like I don't know Jim. I've never spoken to him, but apparently like he's still just hustling. So, and you can kind of tell, like, there's a lot of stuff that is popping up, like Jim's fucking aerials, and maybe it's not all him, but he definitely have a say in what gets brought into the Jim's conglomerate. But yeah, no, from what I've heard, he's still on the ball and he's still all about Jim's.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think when we talk about mowing and gardening businesses,
Yeah,
I think to really build up something where, so essentially to get to this entrepreneur role where you're, say, drawing maybe it's past the entrepreneur role.
yeah,
You know, maybe your everyday job is to just spend the money in the business. Maybe you get it to that point.
How fun would
But
that be?
it'd be fucking awesome.
How good would that be?
But I think to get to that point, like, you have to pay all of these doers,
Yeah,
and then you may have to pay several managers
yeah,
or a manager.
yeah,
And then you kind of have to pay someone that has this entrepreneur role who's constantly growing
Like
that
you've got-
business for you.
administration, managers, doers.
You know, people who are going to have that hustler mindset.
Yeah.
Now, I think in our industry, that would be something that's kind of one of a kind.
Yeah,
If you look at someone like a Tyson or a Jim, they're not out there doing those things.
yeah,
They are out there doing those things. They're not paying other people to do it.
yeah, and that gives them the control, and I think that's why, at the end of the day, they're very successful because they have stayed within their business, and they still have a say in what happens. They're not just drawing fucking some exorbitant amount of money and going to, you know, Venice and
I'll also,
Fucking
I'll
just
also
balling out.
I'll also put something else into comparison, and I'm a little bit embarrassed by it because it's just not something that's cool anymore.
Yeah.
But like, I always grew up as a wrestling fan, right?
You did.
And since I've gotten into my older years, and since the world has become so fucking precious, like I can't watch that content anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's cringeworthy to me now because back when we were watching it, when we were like teenagers and maybe early adults, it was your hardcore 90s,
Yeah,
tits
like-
out,
Yeah.
fucking
Remember that
drug
granny
addicts.
that, like full just
you know,
she
dudes
just
snorting cocaine and just beating the shit out of each other.
like there were actual like matches where people got genuinely hurt, and
Yeah.
you'd just be like waiting for it.
It's
Like it
just-
sounds bad, but like
Straight up entertainment,
Yeah.
hardcore rock and roll, gangster. Like,
dudes fucking teeth coming out and all that sort of shit.
anyways, now that I'm older and that everything is just not as entertaining as what it used to be, I listen to podcasts and I watch documentaries on like the actual behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff on Vince McMahon, right? And this dude is like old as fuck now. But
He's still jacked.
yeah, he's pretty damn old.
Yeah.
He is still jacked. But you listen to the stories about him, right? And this is someone who in the 80s was revolutionizing sports entertainment.
Really?
Absolutely.
He was, like, I guess like
I'm talking, I this is what's embarrassing.
because I wasn't like as deep as you. Like I didn't even know wrestling until I met you. So
yeah. So what I'm really getting at is this dude is the head of the snake.
yeah,
He's the head of the snake, and he is a rich motherfucker.
yeah,
Like, I'm talking, if he didn't want to get up in the morning and put a suit on, he's absolutely did not have to.
yeah,
And you hear stories of him. They fly to one town, they write a show, they shoot the show, they jump on a plane, and they're writing the next show for the next day's TV. And, you're talking about a guy who gets like 3 hours sleep.
yeah.
His daughter was in college basketball games.
Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be writing the show in the bleachers before the basketball game started.
God.
So you look at someone like that who we're talking billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And this dude is literally the doer, the manager, and the
Yeah.
entrepreneur. Even when they had, they got something like 4 network TV shows that are consuming like 8 hours of weekly television. He has script writers,
Yeah.
right, that write out all the scripts, and he still oversees all of that.
Yeah.
And you would think when you're talking about billions of dollars
Yeah. You'd think
that
it
he would have someone delegated, okay, you're going to oversee that.
would. Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about, the head of the snake, the hustle. I still think if you're in that category or if you actually have that mindset, it's not something you can turn off.
No.
And I think if you don't have that mindset, it's just not going to be easy to achieve any of this.
Yeah. Look, I have my days. Like I have days where I'm like, fuck this. I just want to cruise through and just do what I have to do and go home. And then just trying to switch off at night. Like last night I sat down. Lou was putting Archie to bed. Chloe had a shower. She was just chilling in her room. And I'm like, fuck, I just want to... I've been watching a movie and I've just, I'd watch it for 10, 15 minutes and have to turn it off.
Fuck, I haven't watched a movie in like 5 years.
Yeah, so that I was like, no, fuck this. I'm going to sit down and, just chill out. And then all of a sudden I just heard this. I was like, oh, where's my phone? So I like go grab my phone. It's an email. Fucking right back to the 40 minutes is gone. Fucking movie's halfway over. And I haven't watched any of it. I'm just like, fuck.
See, I'm so tense and focused, like I can't even watch an NBA game
Yeah.
without not having Catch Pro parts in front of me, physically assembling
Could have to
something
do
because I
something.
feel so lazy.
Yeah.
Like I feel guilty about taking that time out to, you know, watch the game.
Yeah, like after everything happened with Ella, like I really did fall into a bit of a slump, and like I had to like really push myself out of it. Like it wasn't something that was going to happen unless I actually thought about it, which sucked, and then I actually had to do it because I knew that like the business couldn't continue if I was just going to be on fucking brain vacay. So.
And that's another thing. That's another question that was asked as well. Like, if you were to go away for 3 days, 3 months, whatever the case is, how long would your business operate?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, for a solo operator, it's a ridiculous question because nothing happens then.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Let's say you're in a manager's role, and this manager's role doesn't have to be like, you only need a business of at least one other worker to be in that manager's role.
Yeah.
How long would business continue? Now, I know there hasn't been many situations in my life where like I've been away from work.
Yeah.
When I hurt my back really bad,
Yeah.
obviously I had Rusty there, and I was like, bro, you really just need to take the reins for me. And I hired somebody else.
Yep.
To sort of, take on my role.
Yeah. Okay.
Young Rob Zombie.
Yep.
And it was only, mate, it was like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
How
everything.
fucked for you was that 4 weeks? I bet you would have been just.
Well, because I was fucked up on endone, and because I was actually. So,
Yeah.
Believe it or not, like, time really played a role in that, where, like, we had Catch Pro then.
Yep.
And it was legit right at the beginning of COVID. And that's kind of where we started to take off.
Yep.
So once that actually happened, I never went back to my role in Greenscapes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I had Catch Pro to fall back on. So
Did Greenscape suffer? Oh, sorry about that. Did Greenscape suffer at all while you were off?
yeah, I mean,
did?
look, it suffered in these ways. It was never going to get better.
Yeah.
Like, it was never going to grow while I was, in the state that I was in. Yes, could it operate? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we faced like really simple issues.
Yeah.
One issue being Rusty had a vehicle and he had like the road jobs. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. He might have been on site. I can't remember where I had him at the point. But then when young Robbie came on, like, he had to take my ute and trailer.
Okay.
There was no other vehicles.
Yeah.
Which meant I didn't have, like, I felt like a fucking bum. I was like,
just
hey,
had
Vic,
no
can you
car."
fucking drive me, like, obviously I could drive her car.
I want a
But,
cheeseburger.
like, I just felt trapped.
Yeah.
And so, then as I started to feel a little bit better, it would be like, hey, I know that this snipper is a little bit sick at the moment. I might try and look at this, when.
Yeah.
But it's out in the field.
And did you take advantage of your situation being at home, and did you just fucking get back into hustling in a whole different way? I know the answer, but I want like.
What I did was I just focused on Catch Pro.
Yeah,
And that was when I was like fucked up. I was high on.
You were
endone.
real hard to get on the phone because you were fucking having D&Ms with everyone.
Yeah, I had I got what I called the work rage at the time.
Yeah.
Where like I just, when you take that pain medication, it gives you a little bit of an up.
Yeah.
But if you really want to relax, it's like really easy.
Yeah.
But I'd get these work rages where I was like, I've got to talk to someone, and freakishly emailing and just hustling real hard.
Yeah, we had a few
then
conversations.
But then I'd come down real hard, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, help me. I'm melting.
Yeah, that shit's fucked long term.
And honestly, that's where like some of my more important big breaks came from, because I had the time to really concentrate, focus and zero in
Yeah.
on some of those things. Whereas I think if I was out on the tools all day,
Yeah.
maybe I might have dedicated an hour after work, or I don't know, maybe it just wouldn't have been on my radar. But at the time, because I was kind of just sitting around, like, oh, don't get me wrong, we were building catches and we were doing stuff.
Yeah.
But to really get the name out there, it allocated me a little bit more time whilst I couldn't really, like, I was pretty fucked up. Like, I remember it was summer, and if I had a fly land on my back, like, because, Queensland, there's just flies everywhere, right?
Yeah.
If I had a fly land on my back, it would actually send me into 100% muscle spasm.
Yeah.
Where my whole body would tense up.
Yeah.
That's how bad.
Yeah, you were walking.
That's how bad my body was.
You were walking pretty rough for a while there. Like, I remember coming to visit and you were fucked up.
So look, I'm not sure what the point of all of that was. I think what I mean.
I was asking you about how it changed your mindset being off the tools and things like that, basically. And did like Greenscape Solutions suffer? But did you?
I think
did you see the balance? Like, did Catch Pro gain where Greenscapes lost? Like, did you? And did you see the value in you not being on the tools then? Because you said that was it. Like, you were never the same. So did you see that actual transition happen in that period?
Technically, look, I don't think I saw it at the time. Looking back now that you've asked that question, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just also think timing was a huge part of it as
well. I get that.
I think if I wasn't backed into a corner, let's say it was 6 months before and I wasn't injured.
Yep.
And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to because look, let's face it, the loss that I suffered was $1,100 a week.
Yeah.
That's what I had to pay someone.
Yep.
That's what it cost me to have someone else take on my role.
Plus your overheads, like you're not, your fuel and all that sort of shit.
Oh, no, just a straight up
yeah.
extra cost.
Yep.
Like to employ that person.
Fair enough.
Greenscape Solutions, Ben and Vicky Vandergeesen, we were going to lose $1,100 straight up.
Plus work cover. There's another fucking $600 a month or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if we... to be honest, I couldn't even tell you if we added him to the policy at the time. I think we were just fucking...
I think you have up to 5 workers anyway here in Queensland.
Fucking oh, really?
Yeah.
And what, you pay for one?
No, you do pay based on their wages, but I'm guessing if you had other people, then they would be included.
Oh, fuck.
I think...
I just took my hat off.
Yeah?
Do I have bed hair?
No, it looks all
Do I have
right.
hat hair?
It looks like it was planned. How's your mullet going?
Oh, it's just so grey and fucked up. It's just... I mean, I can't see it.
Yeah.
And so...
It's fucked, dude. I wish I went grey and not fucking bald.
If I went bald, I'd be in big trouble because my head is very small.
You'd look like the tip of a butt plug.
I would... I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
But look, being grey is also not that,
Yeah, it's mad. People call you fucking silver fox and shit. People call me.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, like, it's just not a good thing.
Okay.
Going grey at 45 would be all right, but I started going grey at 23.
Yeah. The hair that grows on my head isn't as grey as the hair that grows on my fucking back. It's weird. I'm like a proper silverback.
Dude, I had grey pubes when I was like 20.
No way.
No, I'm not kidding. I have just always been grey.
I can't remember. The only time I ever saw it was in the dark.
Literally, if I was nude laying down and I actually had pubes, it would just look like someone just threw salt and pepper all over me. It's just always been like
Little
that.
stragglers. No, that's funny, man. Yeah, it's weird. My baldness, though, I fucking blame my kids. Bloody kids.
I don't know who to blame for my...
I tried to pull the old, it's from wearing my sunnies on my head, and like my sunnies constantly going up onto my head, rub my hair out. just trying to lie to myself to make me feel better for a little bit, but never fucking worked.
So I'm trying to sort of figure out where the rest of the episode's going.
Well, look, I want to know, where are you right now? Because you're a doer and a manager.
Okay, so in Catch Pro,
Is Vicky like Lou's my manager? Is Vicky your manager?
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Vicky very much just has the role of like she's a worker in the business.
Yeah.
I delegate a bunch of responsibilities to her that she's 100% capable of.
Yeah.
And she's capable of way more.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we're also in the situation where we've got 3 young children. And I'm trying to create a life for her where, you know, right now she's out with your wife having
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
Like I don't do stuff like that at all.
No.
Like when I'm
I mean, this is it. What we're doing right now, this is our catch
yeah,
up.
and this is a fucking bullshit excuse for a catch up. Like this
Yeah.
is taking fucking time out of my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it's not the same as
Going and having a coffee on the waterfront or something like that.
no, absolutely
Having
not.
an
So,
ex-Benny.
so you know, realistically, I am everything. Like, I'm everything and more. So I'm doing the 80% of the doing for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm overseeing everything. I mean, Vicky, pretty much the only part that I don't have a part in Catch Pro is booking in the shipping.
Okay.
That's something that I don't understand. I've never done it. If Vicky went away tomorrow, I would be in really big trouble.
Yeah, I'd be fucked.
I could almost do everything else.
Yeah.
That's where I would be in big trouble because
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, it might be a bit shit on my part too. Like there's a lot of things that Lou does in the business that I just don't get. It's not my brain doesn't work like hers does at all. So look, we're 50-50. Like I do I'm a doer and a manager, but it stops at a certain point, and she is a doer and a manager as well. So we both have similar job expectations, but
Yeah.
completely different roles, I guess. I guess that sort of makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. It's a dynamic that kind of grew organically again, like the business, which is probably why it fits so well.
So let me just put something else into context. Let's say, like I delegate certain jobs to Vicky, like ordering all the stickers.
Yeah.
Vicky pretty much doesn't order. I think Vicky would probably order some of the stationery items, sticky tape to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Obviously, all of our marketing stickers.
Cool.
But realistically, I'm still the one who advises her when that needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll see 3 rolls of sticky tape. I'll be like, yo, Vic, we've got to order that sticky tape today.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to degrade her by any means. But she doesn't go to the sticker drawer
Yeah.
and count everything and say, okay, we've got 20 hurricane stickers left. We got, 15 Ballard stick. We got this, and this, and then go and make the orders.
Yeah.
It's still me that will, so.
And no, I get it, man, because I'm very similar. Like with Lou, it's not like she goes down and does like a stock take in the shed and she's like, oh, you've only got, half a dozen fucking mower blades left. Let's order in some more, or your oil's running low. Let's do some more of that. And yeah, no, I get it. Just completely different, but I get the concept. And yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, man. If everyone's happy at the end of the day, like we're fucking doing this, they're having coffee, everybody needs to live their best life.
Yeah, and look, I think getting Catch Pro to a point, like this entrepreneur role in Catch Pro, for example, someone who, is looking forward, looking to expand, looking to innovate.
Yeah.
That's obviously me 100% It's just that I have to fucking do everything else
Yeah.
as well as that. But
You
it's
love
not,
having control though.
yeah, it's not
You-
work to
you
me
love it.
because, but you know, people say to me all the time, "Hey, when are you going to get to the point where you're going to put someone on to build these catches?"
I've asked
And
100 times.
I'm telling you, like, I reckon I'd have to be 4 times the size to start looking at it. So
Really?
I would be talking about
But
20 catch pros a day would have to be going
would
out
you
the
have to
door.
pull back on some of your lifestyle choices, like doing the horse riding, going away on weekends? Like you'd have to fucking really invest a lot more time.
Well-
4 times bigger than you are now. I see you in the summer fucking running like a crazy man.
See, that's what I mean. If for me to have someone sitting in the garage, putting orders together,
Yeah.
you know, you'd probably have to have another admin booking in all the shipping.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we would have to be doing 4 times the amount of business.
Yeah.
It's 100% possible,
Yeah.
but I honestly believe if we were 2 or 3 times as big, I just would honestly see me handling all of that stuff that I handle now.
Cool.
Because from a business standpoint, it just wouldn't be worth have someone sitting around. Like typically we would probably send out 2 or 3 catch pros a day.
Yeah.
Now, to sit there and build those and to pack them, it's not the hugest task.
Yeah.
What is big is when you've got a pallet of 200, you
Yeah.
have to drive down. So you got half an hour there and back.
Yeah.
The unloading process is becoming horrible with the way that my body is.
Yeah.
You know, just leaning over something is becoming
just-
excruciating.
Air task that.
But that's what I mean too, to stack everything the way that I want it, to itemize everything.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's when you have days like that where then you still have to build 3 catches, have them, you know, packed up, shipped,
Yeah.
that's the part that is challenging.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what about yesterday? You're fucking all the way, you know, an hour and a half that way, then fucking another hour and a half back to here.
and I popped
Then
the
it-
fucking tire.
You popped a tire,
Who the
another
fuck does
45
that
minutes
these days?
down that way.
Only BJ.
Yeah. Oh, look, don't fucking say that. I haven't done a tire in a long time.
Yeah, so I was running a bit late, so the dude that does the whipper grippers,
Yeah.
we're changing powder coaters.
Oh.
So took him out there to meet the people.
Yeah.
Did some other business out there that I got to do, and I've like jumped in the rig, and this thing come up on the ram dash,
Yeah.
and it was like a warning light, and then it shows you your tire pressure.
That's pretty flash.
Yeah, so it's got all your wheels, and one of them slashed, and it's like, oh, motherfucker, you're losing air. And first, I looked at it, and I thought it was a warning, like, okay, it's at X PSI, whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm driving a little bit further, and it's like, motherfucker, it's getting lower. And I was like, no.
Oh,
and
fuck.
like, anyway,
It's probably one of your competitors just fucking driving a screwdriver into it.
nah, what? I fully pulled over on this gravel patch.
Yeah.
I couldn't see any evidence of whatever was happening, but anyway, I ended up driving down this road. Like I was losing air, but it wasn't flat.
Yeah.
I ended up driving down this road, and I found like this. I think it was a retreat on like an acreage.
Yeah.
And it just had like this big grassed area, and I was like, this would be a nice spot to kill myself. Pulled up there, and you know, like I had to change the tire and everything, and Vicky sort of said to me later on, once hours after I got back, she's like, "Oh, what was that like?" And I was like, "To be honest, it was actually really peaceful. Like there was not really anyone around. It was
Yeah.
just like really nice scenery. It was very quiet. It was a
Yeah.
sunny day, and like I was just changing the tire at my own speed.
Yeah.
It obviously put me back in the day, but like yeah, it wasn't like, you know, when you see those poor bastards on the highway, they're like, oh, am I going to get clipped?
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like
fucking freaking you out.
full hustling. So
Yeah. And look, sometimes you need those moments, those little moments of clarity, little chill outs. I find myself having those now and again, just sort of stopping and looking around and thinking, fuck, this is actually a beautiful day. Sun's shining. That's a fucking cute bird. Caw-caw. Caw-caw. No, I think those sort of things are nice. I find value in that sort of shit.
yeah. So look, to summarize this episode, I don't really know. Like, I haven't been one of these people to give advice on building your business to where
Yeah.
you're in that 100% entrepreneurship role.
Yeah.
You know, when we're talking about charging dollars and employing workers, and I've just, putting systems in place
Yeah.
that run the business for you, I've never been that guy. I've always been the guy who has, that's why when we see people like Luke Smith,
Yeah.
and I totally respect the way that he's trying to, sort of give out this info.
Yeah.
I've just always been the opposite. I've always been that person, like, I can have whatever structure in place until I fucking pick up a tool, or these days until I pick up a fucking rivet gun, or until I, whatever it is, nothing's going to get done
Yeah.
until I fucking do it.
I get it.
And, even if you have workers, like, even my marketing team, for example, like, I pay them X amount of dollars to do a task,
Yeah.
but I still email them all the time. Hey, what if we do this? What if we do that? Hey, what if I shoot this film and we plug this here? Like, I think you have to be a certain percentage of this doer.
Yeah.
Whether you're actually doing it or whether you're just having that doing mentality, I think you really need to have that instilled in you to really even get to this entrepreneur stage.
Yeah. And look, I think, like, from my point of view, in regards to this podcast and giving out advice and things like that, like, I'm reserved at giving out, like, exact advice about what I do, because I don't want to give someone advice and have it fail for them because maybe I've done it a different way, or maybe I've been lucky and I've spoken to the right person. Like, I don't know how much of my business is because I am who I am, or it's because I've been lucky, or I was in the right place at the right time. And like, it comes down to, I think everybody, like, individuality is something that, is huge in business. It really is. Like, when you talk to people, like, you can give people a different perspective on life, blah, blah, blah. But like, people ask me all the time about the proposal stuff. Now, I've got my template and I have been asked for it 50 times at least. And I have no problem in giving someone, like, a rundown of exactly what it is and exactly what you need to have in it. But I just don't feel comfortable giving someone a template.
See, I'm
that I
lazy. I've
use.
just been forwarding it out.
Well, see, like, I don't mind. Like, I could do that, but then what works for me might not work for someone else, because I might have put in more groundwork face to face, and they're just going to throw a proposal at someone that just won't have any of them in it.
I understand that 100%, but I think surely if someone gets that template, they have to do their due diligence and actually fucking read it.
Yeah, and then what happens if they don't, and they just fucking change a few names and they miss one or two, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a call? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'd take that call.
Something came up with what you were saying, and now it's skipped my mind.
In
But
regards to proposals or
no, before the proposals,
individuality?
Individuality. No, I'm not sure. I've sort of lost it now, but I was sort of going along the lines of, I've forgotten it.
You fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up. Which is a shame.
Yeah, true that.
What's that button supposed to
Oh,
do that you're pressing?
Nothing.
Because I can't hear it. What is it?
No.
Do it.
I bit of a brain fart there.
Shit it.
Yeah, shit the bed.
All right. Well, this is a topic that felt pretty easy to talk about today.
Yeah. I think maybe everybody after listening to this, hopefully will take like 10, 15 minutes to actually think about what they are in their business and where they see themselves.
I know one more thing that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, cool.
See,
We'll
I
keep
hope
going.
sometimes when we start wrapping down the episode,
Yeah.
I'm hoping people don't go, they're going to be finished. Let's
And
just
just,
turn
like,
it off.
flick it off.
Because sometimes then another nugget comes up.
Yeah.
What I was going to put out there,
Another nugget. Oh, I just wanted to use that again.
what I wanted to put out there to everyone is, do you think, or what would it look like if, let's say, you were not in our industry at all, you didn't own a business,
Yeah.
and you were like, you know what, I'm going to start a business tomorrow. Let's say you had 50 grand.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a business tomorrow, but I'm never going to work in it. I'm not going to be the doer.
Yeah.
I am going to take on immediately the manager's role, and I'm going to oversee and do everything. Do you think that business's full potential is going to be the same as someone who has organically built it and gone through every process? You know how they say, like, a football coach who played the game
Yeah.
can see things from a different
Yeah.
light?
And look, as a business owner, I think failure is the key to success. The amount of shit that we have to go through to get to the point of like where we are now, I think a lot of those failures have led to successes. Like, you know where not to go wrong. Like, you know where things are important and you don't want to make the same mistake more than once. So I think
To put something into context, my old man, look, I'm just guessing, but I reckon he was probably 40.
yeah.
And he got a payout. He worked in a long government job. He got a payout. He had a son who was a piece of shit, got kicked out from school, and was like, all right, let's start this up. Now, my dad probably lasted about 5 years
Yeah.
before he decided that, okay, Ben's growing up, you know, we're probably not the best team. Even though, like, we did bond a fair bit,
Yeah.
but, you know, whatever it is. Then I look at Catch Pro today, and I do think to myself, would Catch Pro be what it is if I didn't have 20 years of industry experience on the fucking tools?
Yeah. I don't
Using
think it would be
different
at all.
products.
Not at all. You wouldn't be relatable. Your products wouldn't be. I don't think the crossover would work. I think like if you had no experience in the industry or very little, I just don't think it would work as well for you because you know what you need.
Like, if I was a dude who, let's just take the Whipper Gripper for example.
Yeah.
I was a dude, maybe mowed my own lawn in my life and never really did it. Never slashed a bank.
Yeah.
Never, spent 6 hours trimming around trees on an acreage.
Yeah.
All of those things. And I come across a product like the Whipper Gripper. Would I still see the same value in it?
Yeah.
Never having to have needed a tool like that in my life.
Yeah. No, it's a fair point, man. I reckon, like, I don't think that Catch Pro would have, it definitely wouldn't have the credibility it does.
I still think people write it off.
I think that you're probably right.
I mean, you look at someone like Corey Ballard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm obviously plugging his blades and,
Yeah.
I say something in there like, these blades have been designed with decades of mowing experience.
Yeah.
People look at Corey Ballard and they see this really cute, well-polished dude.
Yeah.
And they're like, what fucking lawn has he ever mowed?
Yeah. Not knowing
And
his.
Here's a dude who was riding around Iowa on a fucking push bike with a trailer attached to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, being in the ditches and going through all that shit, it changes you.
Yeah. Look, yesterday I had a conversation with a contractor and I said like how many, brands were coming to the event, and he goes, "It's because you're a slut." And I was like, am I a slut or am I just?
I know I'm a huge slut.
Look, I don't know if I'm a slut. I
don't think you're a slut at all.
I sort out everyone's contacts. Like, I obviously went through, like, this has been a fucking long process. Like, I'm still just starting to talk to people. Like I finally got contacts for SME and things like that.
So who called you? Well, you don't say who called you a slut, but what exact context was it in?
Oh, it was just saying how many people have contributed.
Yeah.
Really good prize. And he's like,
that's not for you. That's for everyone
yeah,
else.
it's literally not for me.
That's for the industry.
Yeah, I'm like,
what is it that Brenton is actually getting from it? You're not getting a piece of something from everyone.
I'm literally getting nothing.
You're getting nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, it is something that's kept my mind busy, which I'm really appreciative of, like that in that sense. But at the end of the day, like I'm not like going to be financially better. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to have any.
You'll
products.
be out of pocket.
Maybe I can fucking sneak a free sausage on bread. But I'm looking to the future. Like, this is something that I love doing. Like, you know me, man. Back in the day, like I was party king every weekend. I was a fucking king. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When I was on the dole, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, I loved it, man. I used to pay my rent having parties. I used to fucking drink for free all the time because, of things I did. And like, I love planning things like this. And I love that, I want to have people around that are having a good time. So, yeah, moving forward, like I want it to be an annual thing and I want it to be successful and move indoors and be bigger and better than anything else that's ever been thrown in our industry.
And it's also a chance to, I think the networking experience
Huge.
is going to be huge.
Like I talked to, like even yesterday, I talked to fucking Gavin from Crest. They're rocking and rolling, ready to come. Talking to Denver from SME, talking to people from just all over the place, like Husqvarna. Like I don't have personal connections to these people. They're just like, I literally just sent Instagram messages and I'm like talking to Still now. Like I'm just like, hey, I'm doing this thing. You want to fucking jump on? Like I wasn't like sending them formal emails or anything. They don't know me from a bar of soap. Well, I mean, Chris knew a bit more about us than I thought, but
hey Chris.
But no, like
hey Christopher.
Christopher. But it's good. Like I enjoy networking, and I think it's been like a key to my success. And like I'm not a millionaire. Like success for me is completely different to success for other people. Like I don't own super nice things. I don't have fucking boats and jet skis and shit like that. But I'm really happy with building relationships and spending time with my family and things like that. So measure your success how you want. But I feel like I feel like it's good. It's good for me and it's good for other people. I kind of lost where I was at too. So
that's all right. So BJ has an event page now.
Yeah,
or is it just a link?
It's just an event.
Share it around. We'd love a really good turnout. There is just more and more prizes being added.
It's really cool, man. Like Bush Rangers put in big, Skags put in big. Ego, fucking Milwaukee. There's a bunch of stuff. Fucking from the Pizza Oven Collective. There's a pizza oven up for grabs. I really want to win that. But no, I'm getting messages from people like from Sydney and Melbourne and things like that saying, can't wait to see you. And like, absolutely. I just want a community, a big time community around this thing. And maybe we'll have our own.
Do you reckon Greggles is going to rock up? Nah. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
It would be.
So
maybe we can put a ring in next year, and maybe
I should just fucking text him. We're still. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook. If you're friends on Facebook, can you still text? You can still text
Yeah, I think
someone,
you can
eh?
still messenger people.
I dare you to invite him.
I'm not friends with him on Facebook. I never was.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you need to be.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's
Yeah.
probably blocked me.
Um,
But I did get someone to share the event on that page.
how's that working out?
Oh, look, I haven't had any feedback.
Yep.
Don't know what the fuck's.
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets pretty much. I think it was Mick that might have posted it over there, and he said, look, it's got a couple of likes.
Yep.
So it is what it is, man. I don't want to be like, I don't want to, the potential is there for like more people to come.
Absolutely.
And like-minded people. So it is what it is if they don't want to come because
Yeah, the event is not about
It's not about
you
me.
or me.
it's
So
like
I feel bad in a way too because there's people in the industry, there's key people in the industry who straight up don't like Ben, right? They don't like Ben, but that is not a reason to wipe an event like this to the side.
yeah.
This is not about me at all.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I, regardless if, I've had encounters with people on social media or whatever it is, I think we can all be big enough
Yeah.
to be in the same event at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe even get past
Yeah.
some
Now,
of this stuff.
I spoke to you this morning about this. I went past my 40 acres and, bro, it's fucked up. And I mean, like, it is fucking flogged. So the owners are,
Gazillionaires.
yeah, they're huge money people. And there's a motorbike track there, like a motocross track. And, they have kids and those kids have kids because they're quite old, the owners. And they fucking spent like the whole of last weekend just doing donuts through the whole thing. So I have to go and assess if it's still a viable spot.
That's all right. We could get Ferris to come in and we can really test their suspension.
Yeah. Well, that might happen. But no, like I went past it and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like it looked so nice last week when I was there. And now it's just like mud central. Like there was a little bit of rain and they've just done donuts like all the way around the whole paddock. And I rang the guy, like there's a old caretaker there, Dennis. I rang him. I was like, Danae, what the fuck is going on, man? There's fucking mud and shit everywhere. And he's like, oh, mate, you don't want to fucking know. Like he was furious.
You sounded like it,
He
man.
go, these fucking cunts were here and they fucking were tearing the grass up until fucking 10 o'clock at night doing donuts. And I was like, whoa, bro, like how fucked up is it? Like, so after this, I'm going there to have a look and just see, like maybe I'll have to just quickly fucking find another venue because
You know what would be sick? We'd never be able to do it because of safety reasons, but it'd be awesome if Cox Mowers could get like one of their older ride-ons and just ditch the mowing deck, maybe soup it up a little bit, and we can just like do a jump or crash one into a tree or just like imagine how cool
What
that
about
would
with the
be.
Skag when I first got the Tiger Cat and we were doing those jumps when they were fucking, they had like 6 foot of grass on them.
Yeah.
And I just cruised straight off the side of one of the jump and it just was a sheer drop of like, 2 foot. And I'm just there like nose on the ground, just like, holy shit.
Dude, I did a Christ Air with my V-Ride. Not everyone will know what a Christ Air is, but like it was like a Christ Air.
Like we tested those machines to the max.
Still going strong too.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
All right. Well, I've pretty much had enough today, and I've
Yeah,
really
sweet.
got to get to work.
Yeah, bro, me too.
So, I won't be with you the following week.
Yeah, I'll throw something together.
So, everyone, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Until then, I am at Catch Pro. He's at TBL. And we're out of time.
Peace.
You know who made it.
Woo!